Hello, my name is Chanjamsri and this is my DFM project video. The goal of this project is to take an existing product, redesign it, and prototype it. For this project I've chosen a multi-watch display case because I like collecting watches and a convenient storage solution is something I've always wanted. Right now I'm using the cases that came with my watches and I have a few issues with these. First, they only hold one watch each, which is incredibly inefficient. Two, they don't let me see what's inside, and three, they require two hands to open. So I've decided to redesign a case, and this is what it looks like. It holds 4 watches at a time, the polycarbonate lid lets me see what's inside, and the notch helps me operate it with one hand. The inside is lined in cushioned velvet, and the powder-coated housing should provide a modern look. With that, let's see how to make a case like this. First, you take your sheet metal and your polycarbonate, and you carefully measure out your lid, partitions, and housing. Then use shears to carefully cut out your measured pieces. Now take your polycarbonate lid to an end mill and very carefully machine out the notches that will allow you to lift off the lid with one hand. Then use a brake press to carefully bend your sheet metal to the correct shape. We want to powder coat the sheet metal to give it a nice finish, and in order to do that, we need to sandblast the metal to get rid of any dirt or contaminants so that the powder can stick nicely to the metal. After machining, we now have partitions, a lid, and a housing. I bought this powder coating kit because the DIY method of powder coating involves a car battery, and the guys in the shop weren't too keen on that idea. Powder coating involves running a current through the workpiece in order to get the powder to electrostatically stick to the workpiece. So once the lead is connected to the workpiece, you can start applying the powder with the supplied compressed air gun. Once the powder is applied, it has to be cured in order to give it the hard finish. In this case, 400 degrees for 20 minutes. After curing, the piece has a nice powder-coated finish. Unfortunately, my powder coating adventure ended prematurely with a loud pop during this waiting period. This is the handle of the powder coating gun. When the gold valve is closed, this black piece essentially becomes a pressure vessel because of the compressed air. Unfortunately, I don't think the designers of this product ever took a DFM class, because instead of blow molding or machining this as a strong single piece, they glued together two pieces of injection molded ABS. And this is the result, a broken powder coating system and a partially coated project. Without a replacement kit available, I had to move on. Now to make the lining and cushion for the case, start by cutting out the padding for the housing and partitions, and the velveteen that will be sewed directly onto the pads. In the case, the watches will have circular cushions inserted to help them keep their shape. Cut out circular velveteen patterns for the cushion pouches, and cut out the cushions themselves from this chair foam. Now we have padding, cushions, and the velveteen that's going to attach to them. Now the velveteen can be sewn directly on the padding, making sure to feed the material slowly into the machine. The cushion pouches need to be pinned together inside out and they'll be flipped after they are done sewing. After the sewing is done, you have velveteen-lined pads and cushions. Now use a hot glue gun to attach the pads to the housing and partitions, and after some simple fastener-free assembly, here's the final product. Unfortunately, the aesthetics aren't quite what I imagined. I already talked about the powder coating, but the final fit isn't quite right either. This is because it proved very difficult at my skill level to sew the stretchy velvet to the cushions without it bunching or warping, so my tolerances no longer worked. This was a clear case of if I can CAD it, I can build it, which was absolutely not true. But utility-wise, this meets the requirements I set forth. So I hope you guys learned something because I definitely did. Thanks for watching.